e che lui porta avanti con grande impegno e dedizione. È anche ovviamente una persona che ha sempre combattuto contro gli sprechi europei soprattutto e per in qualche modo continuare a portare avanti il ruolo importante e decisionale delle singole nazioni degli Stati europei. È anche presidente della Commissione dei rapporti fra India e Italia, quindi questo voi potete pensare che cosa può servire per noi, ma gli ho già fatto una testa io così, mi ha chiesto di non parlare oggi, ma Roma se ne occuperà, e quindi lascio la parola all'onorevole Van Orden.
Thank you very much, Susie. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. What an enormous pleasure it is to be here in Rome and speaking at this inaugural conference of the Conservatives and Reformists in Italy. May I also say that as a former soldier myself, I offer my deepest respect to those Italian soldiers that fought and died at Capogruppo. In some ways it was a forgotten war, certainly in my country, but the circumstances of that particular battlefield and that area of conflict were truly appalling. The weather and all the other circumstances, and many tens of thousands lost their lives under very appalling circumstances, so I have great respect and admiration. We remember that sacrifice. Thank you. Well, as Susie has said, I speak to you in three capacities. Firstly, as a founding member of that small group of MEPs that created our European Conservative and Reformist political group. Secondly, as Vice Chairman of the group. And thirdly, as the founding President of our think tank, New Direction, the third leg of the trio of institutions that make up the Conservative and Reformist family. I want to welcome your party and Raffaele Fitto into this ECR family. And I want to congratulate in particular Raffaele and Daniela Capezzone and my good friend Susie Di Martini for all their efforts and their political courage and inspiration. And I hope others will soon follow Raffaele's example. We need you. Italy needs you. Sometimes some have questioned our name as if there is an inherent contradiction between conservatism and reform. Actually, these two elements have characterized my own British Conservative Party since its modern foundation in the 1830s, embracing necessary change with the times without destroying the fundamental principles on which the party was based. 150 years later, Margaret Thatcher, one of our greatest prime ministers, and has been mentioned, the founding patron of our think tank New Direction, was certainly a conservative and reformist. She believed in the nation as a historical community bound together by kinship and self-imposed law. She believed in strong government, but that the functions of society should not be controlled by the state. She believed in the family and our communities. She believed in the rule of law and in private property, in wealth creation, in opportunity for all, in living within our means and in lower taxes. She believed in a strong transatlantic alliance, and above all, she believed in freedom. David Cameron shares these beliefs, and they underpin who we are as European Conservatives and Reformers. We've just had a brilliantly successful British general election, where, unusually, Europe was an issue. David Cameron's promise to bring about change in Europe and to give the British people a referendum on our membership of this reformed European Union before the end of 2017 was a key factor in the elections. And we're here today because clearly the people of Italy want change. They want fresh ideas, a changed perspective for their country, and a new vitality in their relationship with a European Union which is stuck in the past. The politicians and people in this room are responding to that call. Just as we have felt the centre-right of the European Parliament lacked energy and direction, you have felt the same about centre-right politics in Italy. The people of Europe and Italy want to move beyond complacency and the status quo. This is why your party is so important to Italy's and Europe's political landscape. I believe the foundation of Italy's future successes and growth are being built here, with a renewal and energising of the centre-right. Every time a party like this is formed in Europe, the voice for reform and the opportunity for change grows louder. In the ECR, we want a European Union which works for the citizens of our nations and for Europe, not an EU which works for the vested interests of a costly, unelected Brussels bureaucracy. We need freedom to make decisions that best serve our nations and reflect the priorities of our taxpayers and not the blinkered priorities of the European Commission and the old European Union elite. We should be liberating business from burdensome red tape and finding ways to encourage growth, prosperity and economic stability. We can achieve this by strengthening and freeing up the single market and opening up international trade. We want to create a Europe which gives individuals the opportunities to create success for themselves through innovation and investment, free from the shackles of excessive taxation and over-regulation. This is the new direction we should be taking. And I see it all too often in the European Parliament. Political groups relying on the same old ideas and content simply to find agreement with the opposition, provided it doesn't rock the EU boat, no matter what the sacrifice to their own principles and aims. People want to know what they are voting for. They want to know that you are listening to them. They vote for their interests to be defended and pursued. If you give people a party with policies worth believing in, they will support you. If you act with propriety, out of political conviction, and keep your political promises, they will have confidence in you. Our principles are set out clearly in the 2009 Prague Declaration. These principles have driven all aspects of the ECR's work since our formation. There were many, even I have to say, in previous Conservative Party ranks, who said that the ECR group could never last and that its members would lose influence. For those wedded to EU orthodoxy, it was unacceptable to them for a respectable political group to emerge that would challenge their obsolete ideas. We are now setting the agenda in Europe. And as said in a great film, I think it was Star Wars, the Force is with us. I believe the success has been because we are in touch with our citizens, we have listened to them, we're in tune with them, and we believe in what we are doing. Your party is now part of this wider vision for uniting the centre-right, for believing that things can be done better. You join a political family of 16 member states, 24 political parties, and 4 parties of government. We are united in a better vision for our nations and for Europe. We don't want to destroy the European Union, we want to reform it. I wish you, ladies and gentlemen, I wish you every success in your brave endeavour. I have no doubt that you will help bring about EU reform and grow to provide a new generation of ideas and leadership to this great nation of Italy. Thank you very much.